Hopefully by now you know that Sharia law is one of our less favorite types of governance in the world. If you get my gist, trying to be politically correct so I don't get in trouble here on YouTube. If you're with me and aligned with that vision, at this point I think the debate around the benefits of Sharia law are a little bit old. But I think it's even more important for us to all understand and recognize that the people out there who are saying that Sharia law is a good thing, they also subscribe to the belief that deception is one of the good things of their religion, that they should be using deceptive tactics to try and manipulate people into seeing the benefits of such a lifestyle. And this debate does a very, very good job at exposing, I don't know, what I think all of us feel somewhere deep inside, that maybe it's time to call out this religion for what they believe to be taqiyya, which is the fact that they can basically lie as they want to deceive their infidels, i.e. anybody who doesn't subscribe to Sharia law, into kind of needing to be taken over by Sharia law. Let's watch this debate. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and commenting and for being part of our movement. We love that you are here. And I hope that you love being here too.
Support Sharia law in this country should be deported.
So do you know what Sharia law is?
Yes, but it does not have
Do you know what it is?
Me praying for Sharia law?
Of course, me praying 5 times a day is Sharia.
Okay.
Right? Like basic...
What about the equal rights for women? What about...
That is completely separate from Islam.
So now you can be a Sharia law supporter and be half pregnant at the same time.
What are you talking about? You were talking about stuff you don't know anything about. Like, okay, I'm not going to attack you personally. But my frustration is that people talk about Islam without knowing anything about it. And they're willing to completely negate any of my rights as a human being, as a woman, as a person with agency, simply because they have an idea about what my faith is about. Excuse me, Islam to me is the most feminist religion, right? We got equal rights well before the Europeans. We don't take our husbands' last names because we ain't their property. Right? We were given the right to own land. The fact is, what is culture is separate from what is faith. And the fact that people go around dissing my faith without knowing anything about it and want to chuck me out of a country I have done, and Muslims...
Unfortunately, lovely lady in a blue turban, we know a little bit more about Islam than you make it seem. You're out there being like, no, you don't know anything about it. We know a little bit about it. We know a little bit about all of the Islamic countries and what they do to their women. You say they don't need to take on their names. Well, probably because they actually aren't even allowed to be referred to. Because they have to cover themselves up and they're not allowed outside without chaperones and they can be married off at any age to anyone that they want. Why are you pretending? Why are you pretending that under Sharia law, women have freedom and rights? The reason you have freedom and rights and you could be on this TV talking about how amazing Islam is because you're under Western rules and you just have chosen parts of Islam that you like. But Sharia law doesn't look like you. It doesn't look like this, like a woman wearing a colorful outfit on TV debating religion. It looks like a woman covered in a burqa hidden in a house because the man that owns her doesn't allow her to leave that house. That's what it looks like.
The fact is, Jackie, I agree.
The fact is, we have one law in this country and it is the Australian law. It's not Sharia law.
In Islam.
Not in this country.
Do you know what
Not in my day.
In Sharia, it says you follow the law of the land on which you are on. It says in Islam that you follow the law of the land on which you are on.
Until you take over that land with Islam. Until you take over the land with Islam. Excuse me. No, we've read it. We've seen it. Don't gaslight us.
Don't tell me.
You tell me that.
Jackie,
that is not my religion.
Can I just say that shouting at each other is not going to help?
That is true.
So please stop. I just want to ask you, let me go to, I'm saying that to both of you if you wouldn't mind. Now, let's just go to Donald Trump was mentioned, and obviously he's redefining the rules around immigration in the United States, at least temporarily at this stage. You got caught up in that. Are you still caught up in it as a dual Sudanese-Australian citizen?
So I was born in Sudan. I moved to Brisbane when I was a year and a half. And apparently because I was born in Sudan, I might be a terrorist. I was caught up in that because of the fact that I was born in Sudan. Despite the fact that I grew up in this country, I know no other real culture than Australian, really, because...
Which is why it's ridiculous that you're out there supporting and propagandizing literally for Sharia law when you didn't live in Sudan under Sharia law. When you didn't live in Afghanistan or Iran, you lived in Australia under freedom of Western societies that were stronger than the Islamization that you are supporting. But when the Islamization comes, it doesn't end up looking like Australia. It ends up looking like the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Australian is who I am. And I think the fact is that Donald Trump is changing a whole bunch of things. And the fact that we're normalizing the kind of discussions and the kind of rhetoric that Donald Trump uses frightens me, right? It deeply makes me scared because, Jackie, you talk about, and I apologize for yelling because that is unbecoming of a lady. You talk about protecting Australians. Well, I am Australian. I have gone around the world talking about how much I love Australia. Just wait, right? And so it hurts me deeply, right, when my elected representatives don't want to have me in this country simply because of my faith or because of where I was born. And I think this kind of rhetoric is what we saw pre-World War II. We saw it in the 30s.
Oh, my God.
The same kind of othering. They are different. They're not like us. They do stuff that we don't accept. I back you 100%. We should look after people that are vulnerable in this country. I will back you to the hilt on that. But that is not mutually exclusive to being generous to those that are coming in.
Okay, now, Jackie,
Yep.
let's hear from you.
Okay.
And let me just put this to you. Do you accept that some of the things you say can come across as being quite hateful to others?
To a minority. Well, if that's a minority, but this is for the majority, this is what
But I mean,
the majority want.
Oh,
The
girl!
majority want to feel safe, be safe. And Donald Trump, if he wants to put that and put those on hold for 3 months, he has every right to do so until he can work out exactly what is going on. If that's going to keep America safer, just like it's going to keep Australia. So, you know what? Stop playing the victim. Stop playing the victim. We've had enough. Stop playing the victim.
Okay, may I ask you this?
Your ban got lifted, get over it.
Oh, sure.
All right, enough.
I'm so fine right now. Okay.
Right, well, there you go.
So the thing is, Jackie, is that...
It hasn't hurt you at all.
The thing
then.
is, Jackie, is that national security experts around the world have said that these sort of bans are the things that make countries less safe. It's not me saying it, it's actual experts, right?
They're the same national security
all right,
people that would drive the people out of the Middle East instead of staying there and making sure they've got safe havens.
You know why I love this example? I love this example because actually it seems like the Islamist, the female, the one in the blue turban, she won because she was seeming to be so nice and so sweet. The problem is that she has no idea what she's talking about. The other woman, the one with the straight hair, who's much more intense and much more fired up and is angry, she doesn't seem as nice, as accepting, but she actually does know what she's talking about. You see, that Australian woman who's talking about the idea of, I just want my religion to be loved. I don't want to be banned from stuff. She's right in theory, but she's accurately misrepresenting her entire religion and what their real plans are. And I don't know if she's even aware of it, but she's being selfish. She's sitting there with her sweet smile and her sense of humor. Oh, girl. And she's making everybody like her. And she's talking about the fact that, don't treat me badly. I'm a good person, and she might actually be a good person. But this is exactly what they do. They take an evil ideology, they wrap it up in this thing that looks really nice and welcoming and warm and sweet and kind and feminine. And then when you have the people who are saying, wait a second, I'm seeing right through that. I know exactly what this is. I see what Islamization is. Those people come across as evil and horrible. And that's what they have succeeded in doing. And that's how Islamization has succeeded. Because they have clothed it in this wonderful, colorful personality that seems nice and sweet, who has no idea what she's talking about. And the other side is being represented by intelligent, but intellectually hard people. And it seems like, okay, of course we should be listening to the nice woman. She's making so much sense. But when in reality, she's lying or honestly doesn't actually understand what she's representing. And the other woman is bang on the money. She just doesn't know how to represent herself as well. And that is exactly how things like Sharia law, which are so dangerous and detrimental to our society, become something that people think we should celebrate. Thank you for your attention to this matter.